We're Hurtsfall, and the track is called This Will Be the End of You. It's a single for a compilation album called Ice Planet Goth, which we just thought was a great name, so we had to be involved. And that is by Darkness Calling, and all the proceeds of that album go to the Trevor Project for LGBTQ plus youth suicide prevention and counselling.
Yeah, I think This Will Be the End of You is quite a different track for us, at least in the approach it was written and recorded and stuff. I think we were asked to record for a charity compilation, so and the compilation was Star Wars themed, so we hadn't really written to a theme before. Our drummer had just left, so we were using sequence drums, which we hadn't done before, and also it was the middle of the pandemic, it's lockdown, so we couldn't get together and work on it, so it was all worked on remotely, passing files between each other.
This will be the end of you. This will be the start of something new.
So with this track, we were told it could be anything you like, but it has to be Star Wars related, which was kind of an interesting challenge for us, because when I write lyrics, usually I'll just let my imagination run wild, but this time I had to kind of really focus my imagination towards this one thing, which was Star Wars. So I was inspired particularly by Rogue One, because that's my favourite Star Wars film, and to some extent the original three, just the general feeling and tone of rebellion against, something really big and oppressive. And I think it's just a very timely track with a lot of things going on in the world at the moment. It's not an angry song either. It's just like a statement. It's having that hope. You found something that is going to bring them down, and it's just saying, "This is it. This will be the end."
The first thing to be recorded and written was the rhythm track. I think inspiration for that was probably Blue Monday by New Order was initial inspiration. I wanted something that was four on the floor and an interesting rhythm track. And then I guess the other thing was found sounds and trying to get some interesting kind of grungy, industrially sounds, because that reminded me of Star Wars. So yeah, they're not conventional drum sounds. And there's like a blaster sound in there in the chorus that I made by stringing a big spring across the room and then hitting it with a drumstick, which apparently is how they did it in the original Star Wars films. So got all the rhythm track together, recorded some simple keyboard parts, and then sent it to Mike and Sam to work out their parts and record their parts and send them back to me.
It took me a little while to get in the right creative space. So when Jamie sent the initial demo over, and I was thinking about Star Wars, and I was trying to write something kind of catchy but also interesting, but the fact that we were doing it at a distance, and that I had time to really think about it, work on it, keep chipping away at it day by day. In the end, I think that really benefited the quality of the song, because it came out really well, because we had that extra time to put into it.
This will be the end of you. This will be the start of something new. This will be the end of you as we find hope in you.
So recording it was a real step out of our comfort zone as well. So normally when we record, we'd all be in the same studio. We'd take maybe like a day and just do it all at once. We might come back and do little drop-ins or redo a take here and there. later down the line, but mostly we'd be in the same room one day. Whereas doing it during the pandemic, obviously we're at home, we're doing it as and when we can, in between everything else we've got going on. So I read somewhere that you got good reverb in the bathroom. So I'm in like each bathroom, down in the toilet, like trying to get the sound right, and I really had to develop a more indoor voice because I'm quite a big singer usually, but that would just blow out the little mic that I've got here. So I had to really develop my home recording technique.
It was a really fun project to be involved with. I think it had been quite a while since I'd been able to do anything creative, or since I'd done anything creative, and it was basically just a really good opportunity to let loose. And I think with it being themed as well, that there was a bit of license to do things you wouldn't normally do. So making your own droid sounds and manga. There's a bit in the middle eight where I recorded my own voice, then mangled it to make it kind of sound like a droid, and just all those sort of things that probably wouldn't do in a song normally. I mean, maybe we might do more interesting stuff going forwards, having found out how much fun it is to do that. But yeah, it was just great to be able to let loose.
It's the first time we've done a track like totally DIY, so the writing, recording, mixing, mastering, everything done at home. So Jamie, our keyboard player, basically became our producer. And I don't want to say that I'm grateful for the pandemic, but I will say that I'm really proud of the way we pulled something together that's really unique. And the circumstances meant that we had to be more creative about it. And I know it's the same for the other guys. You know, it gave us something to focus on, and kind of reminded us, not that we needed reminding, but it reminded us of how much we love music and we love what we do. And I think what comes across in the track, not just in the lyrics, but in the music and in the way that it was recorded, is that feeling of obstacles, and they can make or break you. In this instance, we chose growth. Execution.